Did you know the wealthiest people often have the most debt? It sounds backwards, but it's true. Most people are taught to avoid debt, pay off loans, and fear owing money. The rich, however, use debt as a tool to build wealth. The key difference? The rich use debt to buy assets, things that put money in their pocket. Instead of borrowing for liabilities like cars or vacations, they borrow to buy income-generating properties or businesses. The income from these assets pays off the debt and creates extra cash flow. It's not about how much you make, but how you use money and debt to grow wealth. The secret is understanding the difference between good debt and bad debt. Bad debt makes you poorer. Good debt makes you richer. Once you see debt as a tool, you'll spot opportunities where others see only risk. This mindset shift is the first step toward financial freedom. Many believe their house is their biggest asset. It's a common dream, owning a home, picturing it as a symbol of financial security and success. But is your house really making you wealthier? In reality, it's a liability. It takes money out of your pocket every month. From the moment you move in, you're responsible for a steady stream of payments that never seem to end. Mortgage, taxes, repairs, and utilities are all expenses. These costs add up quickly, and they don't stop. Even after you've paid off your loan, an asset puts money in your pocket. Your house does the opposite. It drains your resources rather than growing them. But here's the twist. The mortgage on your house can be a powerful tool. Used wisely, it can actually help you build wealth, not just tie up your money. The rich use low-interest mortgages to free up cash for higher return investments. They see their mortgage as leverage, not just a debt to get rid of. Instead of rushing to pay off their home, they invest extra money in assets that generate more income. This way, their money is always working for them, not sitting idle in their house. Paying off your mortgage early locks away your money in a non-earning asset. That cash could be growing elsewhere, compounding over time. The wealthy prefer to use good debt to fund income-producing investments. They understand that not all debt is bad. Some can actually make you richer. Their goal isn't to be debt-free, but financially free. They focus on building streams of income that cover their expenses and give them true freedom. They leverage their ability to borrow to build a portfolio of assets. Each investment adds to their wealth, creating a cycle of growth. Managing debt wisely is how they turn a simple home loan into a foundation for wealth. It's a strategy that requires discipline and knowledge, but the rewards can be life-changing. It's not about owning your home outright. It's about making your money work harder so you can achieve lasting financial independence. Not all debt is created equal. The difference between good and bad debt separates the rich from everyone else. Bad debt is borrowing for things that lose value, credit cards, car loans, or vacations. It traps you in the rat race, working to pay off bills for things that make you poorer. Good debt is money borrowed to buy assets that generate income. For example, a loan for a rental property where tenants pay the mortgage and expenses. Good debt makes you richer every month, as your assets pay off the loan and create cash flow. The rich focus on acquiring assets with good debt, building engines of passive income. Your financial future depends on knowing the difference. Our schools teach us to be employees, not entrepreneurs or investors. From a young age, we're told to follow a set path. Study hard, get good grades, and eventually land a stable job. The system is designed to produce workers, not creators or owners. We learn to get good grades, find a safe job, and work for money. The message is clear. Success means climbing the corporate ladder, earning a paycheck, and playing it safe. But this formula leaves out something crucial. But schools rarely teach financial literacy, the most important skill for building wealth. Instead of learning how money actually works, we memorize facts and formulas that rarely apply to real life. We graduate knowing how to pass tests, but not how to manage money, invest, or create financial security for ourselves and our families. The biggest lie? That you should work for money instead of having money work for you. This belief keeps most people trapped in a cycle of earning and spending, never truly getting ahead. This mindset leads to the rat race, trading time for a paycheck, paying high taxes, and buying liabilities that drain your wealth. Most people never question this cycle because it's all they've ever known. The rich learn different rules, often from family or mentors. They're taught to think differently about money, to see opportunities where others see obstacles. They focus on building or buying assets that generate income, not just earning a salary. They understand that true wealth comes from owning things that put money in your pocket, even while you sleep. Financial education is more important than academic education if you want to be rich. It's the difference between working for money and having money work for you. Learn the language of money, assets, liabilities, investments, and how to use debt and taxes to your advantage. These are the tools the wealthy use to grow their fortunes. These are never taught in school, but they're essential for wealth. Without this knowledge, you're left to figure it out on your own, often after making costly mistakes. To break free, you must take charge of your financial education. Start reading, seeking mentors, and learning from those who have achieved what you want. Seek out the knowledge the rich have, and apply it. Don't wait for permission or for someone to teach you. Take the initiative to learn and grow. That's how you escape the system and build real wealth. The journey starts with a single step: choosing to educate yourself about money and daring to think differently. The secret to how the rich get richer? One word: leverage. Leverage means controlling a large asset with a small amount of your own money, usually by using debt. While most people save to buy assets outright, the rich use their savings as down payments to control much larger investments. For example, a $20,000 down payment can control a $100,000 property. If the property value rises 10%, that's a 50% return on your money, not just 10%. Plus, tenants pay rent, covering the mortgage and generating cash flow. Leverage amplifies returns, letting the rich build wealth exponentially. But it's a double-edged sword. Losses are magnified too. That's why financial intelligence is crucial. Know your market, analyze deals, and manage risk. Used wisely, leverage turns small capital into a fortune. To truly understand how the wealthy use debt to their advantage, we need to start with the cash flow quadrant, a powerful concept developed by Robert Kiyosaki. The quadrant is divided into 4 sections. E stands for employee, S for self-employed, B for business owner, and I for investor. Each represents a different way people earn their income and build their financial lives. Employees and self-employed individuals spend their time working for money, trading hours for paychecks or client fees. In contrast, business owners and investors have learned to make money and systems work for them, freeing up their time and multiplying their wealth. The ultimate goal for anyone seeking financial freedom is to move from the left side of the quadrant, where you work for money, to the right side, where money and assets work for you. The main tool that makes this shift possible is OPM, other people's money. This is the secret sauce that fuels the growth of wealth. The rich use OPM, most often in the form of bank loans, to build businesses, acquire real estate, and purchase income-generating assets. They understand that leveraging borrowed money can accelerate their path to wealth. Business owners expand their companies with borrowed capital, hiring more people and scaling up operations. Investors buy properties with small down payments and large loans, allowing them to control valuable assets with minimal cash. People on the left side of the quadrant often fear debt and prefer to pay cash for everything, but those on the right see debt as a powerful business tool, using it to create more wealth. They're careful to separate personal and business finances, ensuring that their assets, not their paychecks, are what pay off the debt. This is a key difference in mindset. This shift in thinking, seeing debt as a tool rather than a trap, is everything. It's the foundation of financial transformation. To get rich, you must start thinking like a business owner or investor, not just an employee or self-employed worker. Use systems, people, and OPM to build wealth. Leverage the efforts of others and the power of borrowed money to multiply your results. Don't fear debt. Learn to use it strategically. Understand the difference between good debt, which builds wealth, and bad debt, which drains it. That's how you move from working for money to having money work for you, and ultimately how you join the ranks of the financially free. Here's a real-world example of good debt in action. Sarah, an employee, saves $30,000 and uses it as a down payment on a $150,000 fourplex. She gets a bank loan for the rest, lives in one unit, and rents out the other three. The rental income covers the mortgage and expenses, giving her positive cash flow and free housing. Over time, tenants pay down her mortgage and the property appreciates. With increased equity, Sarah takes out a home equity loan to buy another property. She repeats the process, using good debt to acquire more assets. Starting with just $30,000, she builds a multi-million-dollar portfolio. The key? Using debt to buy cash-flowing assets, not liabilities. This is how real estate empires are built, one smart loan at a time. Debt, when used wisely, becomes a wealth-building engine. Debt is powerful, but it's also risky. Used with financial intelligence, it can make you rich. Used carelessly, it can destroy you. Leverage magnifies both gains and losses. If your asset loses value or stops generating income, you could end up owing more than it's worth. Many go bankrupt by over-leveraging or buying bad deals. The solution? Education. Learn to analyze deals, calculate cash flow, and understand market cycles. Don't rely on salespeople. Take responsibility for your own financial future. Start small, educate yourself, and practice before risking real money. Always buy assets with strong positive cash flow. Never speculate on appreciation alone. Be smart, cautious, and always keep learning. Your greatest asset isn't property or stocks, it's your financial education. Money can be lost, but knowledge can't be taken away. The rich stay rich because they know how to make money, not just because they have it. The old advice, get a job, save, invest in a 401k, is outdated. To thrive, you must learn the rules of the rich. Use debt as a tool, leverage taxes, and build passive income. Commit to lifelong learning, read, play financial games, and network with investors. You can follow conventional wisdom and fear debt, or you can challenge those beliefs and use debt to build wealth. The information is out there. The path is proven. The only question is, will you take the first step? Start questioning what you've been taught about money. Look for opportunities to use good debt to acquire assets. Your financial future is in your hands. Learn, act, and grow.